I need you to borrow me 15 minutes of your time. If your only resolve is charm, then you have settled for the worst. I'm not telling you this because I hate any native doctor. I want to show you, I want to either explain or show you something now. I want you to learn from this thing. Ifeanyi, Ebuchi David, you're welcome. I want you to pick something from what I am saying. Each of my program, my conscience tells me that each of my broadcasts is directed only at 5% of those watching me. Only 5% will make something so deep into it. Now, there is an upstairs somewhere. That upstairs collapsed in the city of Port Harcourt. And somebody by there, I think about 2 persons by that place. I want to tell you something now out of this. Learn one thing now. Hold on, I want to make a call and I need you to listen to what I will discuss with this brother. And after now, you are welcome. I want you to learn something from this, what I'm about doing now. God will help us. We are going to learn from this. I am making a call. Hello?
Hello, sir.
Funny, I'm going through a live broadcast now. You will like just to notify you. Even one thing in Choro, Now your area, I don't want you to mention the name of that your area for certain security reasons. In your area, and whenever one upstairs it collapsed, right? Abby?
Nah, this.
Don't worry. You don't need to mention the name. You don't need to mention the name of the area.
Mention it because it's me and you.
Oh no, I'm on live. Not bugging her. The world is listening to you. So I don't know the address of the area. That area, Abby, upstairs.
Yes, now.
Collapsed there. Now,
about 2-story building.
Yes. Now, I want to bring your memory now to a fresh reality. This is how karma works. I'm not mocking anybody. That's why I don't want to mention the name of the area. That place I wrote that upstairs collapsed. That matter on court for over 4 years and Abby.
Yes, sir.
The very day that man win in that case, here we caterpillar be that place. Cook show on them mother. One woman was shedding tears. Now with court order. Here we court order be bulldozer everywhere. One woman out of the people being in that house, one woman ejanya mmiri na ayo caterpillar scatter in that woman. That woman only came out with very few things. The woman ne bakwa. Now that major road people are gathered. Some people ne video the woman ne post. Now this one who won this case now Agarwada house, the upstairs another one money nota broke collapse. So Abi.
Yes.
Okay. Now let me open your eyes a bit. But that matter on court. How many places agaga water people can win a battle and yet you don't own victory. I want you to pick so deep out of this thing I've said. But that matter on a court, I'm everybody they involved in that property. I'm very sorry, the network was bad. Now, did you pick a point out of what I have just said? You get victory. At the end of the day, the devil robs you the victory also. You see the way this life is. We must be careful of what we do. I'm only using this thing to direct something to tell you how the devil operates. How the laws of karma operates. It works. It is real. Be very, very careful. And the tears of some persons, there are people whose tears are not just common. Some persons, their tears are not just ordinary. What I'm telling you happened live. I want to give you another example. I want you to take this to heart. I am not begging you to believe me. I'm not begging you to accept all the truth I will tell you. But accept the few. You know too well upon your findings that this is real. Onye kwesịrị otito jiri eluigwe o inenye ndụ ibu mmụọ na-eri mmụọ oke mmanwụ na-eri oke aja gị onye dị elu onye dị elu onye dị elu sọ gị onye kwesịrị otito njiri Now, I want you to learn something from what I'm about teaching you now. I want you to look at Jesus to be fake. I want you to look at it that you don't need Jesus. But I also want you to look at it that you don't need Ogu. Hence it has to go with charm, not ordinana. Onye kwesịrị otito Chukwu kasị ọgwụ ọkwa gị bụ mmụọ na-eri mmụọ oke mmanwụ na-eri oke aja onye dị elu chịkọbọ n'eziokwu onye kwesịrị otito Now let me tell you this. I want you to pick a point from this. I don't know how I can mention the person's name, but for the sake of the respect I have for family and relatives, I will not mention name. There is a woman who stood like an auntie, and there is a man who stood like a relative of mine. This one is a native doctor. Now, this other woman who stands as an auntie. Now, there is a man, a rich man who comes from the city, always come to this uncle, always come to this elderly relation who is a native doctor. He comes to him, Wisinibo. Wisinibo is from my community. You are a witness. If you think deep now, you will understand the pictures I am using, the person I am mentioning. with wisdom here. Brothers, do you know that this man came to do charm? Protection. This other man whom I tell you that is related, somehow related to me in this picture, this native doctor now decided no need in made this man ogo, because this man well one cousin here, one near one ya. O well lower this, o we made the ogo or walk o well lower this auntie. This man kwana logo one ya already. This rich man. E worog we got here, we near this auntie. This big man well lower this auntie, Borolawa. This auntie were more 2 children. The third one, Omochagonwa, Diawo, a very rich man. In fact, Anna Momakia abroad. This woman were Mochanwa, just like that. Na abroad, Welota, Nigeria. After about 3 to 4 months or thereabout. Olota here, Afriyekowe, Yawnwo. Eliya, on the process, shock ahụ anatara na ọnwụọla. Mmanya wee BP, wee nwụọ 2 corpses in the mortuary at the same time. But can I shock you? Onye gwọrọ this ọgwụ mere ihe ndị a ji nwe isi ka dị ndụ. But I tell you, with anya ụmụaka Igbo, ịghọta ihe m na-agwa gị. I grew up in the midst of all this. Now, few days ago, knowledge took me deep and was showing me, revealing these things to me. That's my auntie, Orlando. Onye nke hapụ ịgwọwa ọgwụ ka o nwee ike shata big man ka ọ lụọ ya. Ya nwa gara adịrị onwe ya ndụ. Family the rich man scattera mgbe ahụ ọ lụrụ this auntie. The family scattered immediately. But I can tell you that I have realized in my conscience that the woman is alive. The first wife is alive. The man anwụọla now. My auntie anwụọla. My auntie support the thing anwụọla. The Bible says the wages of sin is death. When they were gathering all these things, Abiana about 544 best line. You that is not even doing well in your business, maybe our parents, maybe my dad and my mom, they might feel intimidated because onye nke dị ota dia nwere ego. But as at now, everything that man gathered agwụla. Ozi nwunye ya zụgazi ụmụaka ya, nwunye ya nke isi ahụ nke aji ọgwụ bịa na di ya enwela problem. Please, everybody listening to me, we say my brother just say sure. We say me that is telling you, if you're a native doctor listening to me, don't be offended. This few of my brothers here, they know I speak out of experience. I'm not telling you super stories. I'm telling you that I had a native doctor who was one of the most powerful, the strongest also, and I told you, a native doctor then. In the whole of the local government, almost the whole of Owerri zone. Onya this way say makwanka. Ana Ojo. In fact, Ota Akwadi today, the man was one of the richest native doctors Nango. Ameyama nationwide. I don't want to call him. Onye nka nwere ego ruo filling stations. Mana, do you know one thing they know? The more you grow old, the more your things will begin to scatter. Igbo, one of the fuel stations so known as Mbotokoya Junction, is the filling station working again? The children, are they doing well? The man then don't know Asia America we butozu oparea. Barely before the man Obakwa. Everywhere scattered. We sing. Igbo and many others listening to me. What about one of the other toughest native doctor no more ago? One of those days. Go and check his family. When you know in America, one problem. When you a whole lawyer in the US. The man ejechala nga ejecha. Well up here, everywhere kuchie. Be very careful if you are listening to me. Yem na gwa go out of experience. Now, madam, I don't know. I ideologically make this program. Oga, you that is listening to me. Madam, don't say because your husband, another man, another woman are apologia somewhere. Give one where resolve or where set to lead with spiritual churches and they go. Don't bring curse upon yourself. You can still survive. Your husband they choose one, give when need his young. Your wife will choose one, give when need his young. You don't need to join. You must not say because others are doing this that you wish to do it. That's why people hate me, because of these things I tell you. But I love them, that's why I'm telling them the truth. I love them, that's why I'm telling them the truth. Because if I don't love you, I will not be able to say them. Onye dielu, onye dielu, onye dielu, sobi, onye kwesi otito, sobi, onye dielu, onye dielu, onye diemimi, sobi. Onye kwesịrị otito ike m lee Chukwu dị ebube ọkwa gị bụ mmụọ na-eri mmụọ oke mmụọ na-eri oke aja onye dị elu onye dị elu onye dị ebube ogi onye kwesịrị otito. Now, look at what my brother wrote here. You see, if you go to that location, nothing is working. Everything has gone. Devil does not have a good gift. Thank God for these witnesses. Thank God. In Transamadi, in Port Harcourt, there's one company about Halliburton. There was a time, Halliburton, if you check, all the people they have there, the senior engineers, which are young people. In my hand, when these younger people invaded the company, they don't want to employ. Hey, we sorrow the elderly ones. A job will choose some people now who took over their positions and all that. They were celebrated. Don't know when you go V-boot 190, V-boot 190. There is this guy, Ogia Potaria from the scratch, and made him whom he is. And not all of a sudden, the man away make only shade home. People a bit alleged to this big man, no walk water, not knowing now where they are. Bonimo state in Kanya Galaga Wajogure. Go get the man like the destiny where one. Onyenka will take you over the contract, supplier in a Halliburton. Now sideline the family of his Oga, bullshit Otaka the man is she one. Yawan way now on that Halliburton, when no law. Na Bloma, along a Bloma JT, when was Botolo. Ana Koreaka, Wunya Nebuga Umundemono my Heburia. By then, Obulus or Yawa no ye like that, and I warn ya now, Bariamana church, people now where this guy would Rainbow picking Amon and Rainbow, he grew up in Rainbow. And I wear no call, charge, and I know tea some Namoto. And I told John a Halliburton. He became a big boy. Peter, the guy went one there. Igbo, we see Igbo no here na Monte. My brother, he be a witness. I want to. Now, the network was bad. My brother, this one I want to point now. Obra Shikwoya here. I want to, if I point this one, Iga Watana, It take go my time in this life and study these people. David, he says, when I see the sources of the unrighteous, he said, I became terrified. He said, my legs shrinkled. But when I remember their end, I became encouraged. Wala wala nuzezoku agamnesoya. Wala wala nuzezoku agamnesoya. Igbo, ichetara one man those days na-eme ihe pottery. In fact, eji ọkụkọ mee his surname because na ọ na-eme pottery. He owned one of the highest potteries in Imo State in those days. Nanga Okpala, emechara wepụ surname ya. Even you now that is from the same bishi with him, you don't even know his surname. He Jemana has his surname. I know his surname, but I can't mention it here now. Atonoro Okoko to his surname. I'm putting this so that you understand where I am going. This man na agwo ọ na-agagharị different rings in Yanaka. In fact, onye akpagidere ike to some extent. Izu oshi na-ebi ya. Ị ga-atọ there, ya ejide gị gbuo gị. Igbo, ichetara one guy from our maternal home. Let me not call him boy because Otorom by far then. The man is as a then is even equal to be my father. So this guy na-ezu oshi na-enye nsogbu na our side. Ye je wake na amala na alọta baa na ke the man ka ọ ga zuo oshi ọkụkọ. Ruo dị adị confused. Ọnọdụ ati the man abịakwu ya gbuo ya lie ya. Nothing happened. A na-atụ onye ụjọ. Brothers listening to me, do you know what happened? Mgbe the man nwụrụ, properties ya niile anwụwa. In fact, as I speak to you, the richest man those days, a hard man. As I speak to you now, his children and wives, they are the poorest as I speak to you now. Closer to Eba Azaya Onobera now. When we hala, when farm, when potteries, everywhere those days. Man, before Alebido me appreciate. They rego 95% of things. In fact, the man built one, I think 4-story building upstairs now. Okpala. Emechare 4 decking penny. Do you know how this man ended? Very healthy one morning. Ojema operation. Ozugbo na medical akati ya mma na arụ small. Okwa walk. Emelu mal okwa walk. The man we dunye nwunye ya wee je ga wepụ something n'ụlọ ya. Otaka reza sheba ya. Before na sike eme the man operation, the man anọ dị anwụọ. Otaka properties ya niile shi what today. That riches, that wealth you get, that you will not stay to see your children. Nakwa na ọ na-enye joy. As I'm saying these things, people who wants to perish very soon, Amangemonti, they will sow Koko Lodo. What is he saying? Share this live broadcast. If the highest thing you have is finances, if the only thing you need in this life is physical cash, you have a problem. You know why? Some of my brothers here, they won't even respond to you. Before when him jiame enwuru obara imegide one problem anara gi odika bonkri business onye gide go one day from ọkụ abịa ma ọkụ abịa hụ gọọmenti abịa ma gọọmenti abịa hụ one thing ga-emerịrị ọta nka gaga kugbuo mmadụ gị nwe ọsọ onye nweta nka butara tank onye nweta nka adịghị awe na driver burula tank ya gawa bonkri gị bido gbagharịwa dodgewa. And then mgbe ahụ n'ime the problem, you'll be eating money ka onye ọgwụ ego na akwa. Never you settle for charm. Osogi Kenga Banya Wem Merigi Kanwe Meriua Yenike Ogenine Kamharida. Help me share this video. Help me share it. Share to your younger brothers. Share to your younger sisters. Share to their WhatsApp. This is weekend. A lot of people are frustrated already because when they go in no transport. They can't even appreciate it. They are the major key of frustration you are facing. But let it never push you to go do what is not good, all because you want to meet up again and deal with them. Spiritually and physically, one thing you have that they don't have is this. If you were the one who gave them yesterday, if they don't take time in future, you will still be the one to give to them, or your lines will be given to them, because they say that givers never lack. The person, madam, that your cousin sister you went to the village and brought to the city because now they're humble to you. Somebody say every time you dare lie for guy, you know they work. That's one of the basic insults. If I respond, them man to say no pride. And they may pride. But nevertheless, I'll be treating them professionally by blocking you. There are arguments I wouldn't want. You won't give me business. You won't give me work. You can't even patronize me. You can't even be taught in the class. And you came in with a button. The teacher will flog you immediately. So that you have sense. I don't know what is wrong with people. Somebody is not begging you food. That is how you push people into danger. Your brother is not begging you food, but you still want to tell him a barrier. You must gift that to your brother. Money, material things before his wife, to belittle him before his wife. Very corny and wicked people. You know, I know that your husband doesn't have anything doing for a living. Madam, take this one. Madam, take this one. Your husband has nothing doing for a living. Since he did get one horror, you try to belittle the man. You may remind the no one. You yourself that is working, is your life better? That is how you intimidate so many people who went to school and they are looking for job. You know how many people who has masters, who have so many higher degrees under their bed, no work, nothing whatsoever. You that has work, now go and look for something doing. You will get work. Why you never employ your classmates, them all of them? Why is life like this with you? Oh, we cut off nonsense. It is the level of intimidation we are bashing on people. Name a graduate agawazie to native doctor who an illiterate gawage gogo. Come on, go ahead, go. Obindi ebina. Obindi ebina. Obindi ebina. Obindi ebina. Obindi ebina. Obindi yo. Yo nyewem. Obindi ebina. Obindi yo. If the only address you want to if the only address you have obone na aka nzu iwere iga ni ma ha zo nzu 200 naira gana nzu na alo iwere nzu ika na ihu gi ka side a You want people to fear you. The same goes to Obro ma ihe na-emebo ịga church ewere ntụ ka gị n'ihu. It's the same thing. It's just colors, small different color and the background of ebe a na-otegi ya. People are responding to you according to what you want. They can ikpochara ka ihe a na-akpọ ya alligator pepper ikpochara na-atazi aka granọt ọjị steady ọnọgide makpa kai. Come on, think lively. How can you practice isi na ịbụ dibia and your children or iwu onye omenala, your children, your first son na anu Igbo mana ọ dị asị asụ, the best language so far in the whole world, the best language. The mistakes Queen Elizabeth made in his language, Wuhana Queen's English. He created his own English. America, Gazega, made their own mistake in English. How was the American standard? But in what standard in your own room, your children cannot even speak your dialect. And Ibiela in America, Ibiela abroad for 25 years. You are still talking when I'm talking because they can abroad now. They can end. But when it's time, so many of these wonderful things, so many of these things you see me teach here, that is how I will be cautioning it to my children. That is how I caution it. I want to ask you one thing. Have you asked yourself, Gini Mary, people who works with me, people who stays around me on daily basis, none of them has gone to create a page to come and be attacking you. Do you know why? Because I explained to them. Isoro governor. Ihe na-eme on social media. Ị ga-ebute iro ka gị. Ngo aka be gị to avoid it. So ihe ga-eme bụ nọrọ quiet. Create another means, another channel through which your voice will be heard. If what made Zenko whom he is Obi Kubana all these rich people borogu, which means he gave a hand at Dosogo, Oki Tenkeren and Kakwana more. Because I think these people has the capacity to employ a private 25,000 native doctors and now go home every blessed day. But that's not what they are doing. If you see we are charm fail, if able backfire, check what happens more day she fell on mad. Igbo, my brother, because you are here, that's why I am pointing at things we know. Before you get to my maternal home, Ipolita wene lugu, enwere one hard man dị a na-atụ ụjọ. Ha dị ụmụnne abụọ, one na-ehu ehu ma ọ na-aga. Then the other one, the tall, the fair. A na-akpọkwa ya aha, otu esi akpọ my grandfather, Bekee. A na-eji aha ya ahụ akpọ ya according to white hair, isi ọcha. I want you to look into that compound. If you remember one man, many people there job way soro gwogidere the thing that will affect the younger people. Some of the young youth there rose against them. Take the end of this kind of people. Check it at their end, you see how it went. And we came for the streets. And what matters is, what are you leaving for your children? What load are you leaving for them? Be careful. Be careful, everybody. Be very, very careful. Be very, very careful. Think very, very well. Every one guy around our place also. Nkanom one day, Obe had a man and a few. So I came home one day and we parked and he said, I'm with some people. ya bịa dị abịa ime trouble with somebody ma pụtasị ya biko is okay, don't be offended ka ihe ọ bacha with ihe ndị ọnya kachichara n'ahụ ya ọgwụ ya ha o wee zuzuru ha next time from fetuo moto m si m onye isi dat na ya nye m respect ma ọ bụ ya n'ụta m tigoro na that matter na ya gara agbasizi m wickedness mba kachigharịa mba ahụ bido bawa ọ ga-eme nke a mee nke anọzi m somebody wee gwa m na ọ sị na ya ziekwa m that any day ya weliri egbe ya zie m ya n'ihu na ya ga-agba direct ma gwa the person ga-agwa ya that na ọ garịa this year ghara ịnwụ this year na ọ mara simple because enwe ihe mere gị na-achọ imegide mmadụ nsị gị na o zuola o mechara gara ala resi ndị mmadụ ndị bara ịzụ ala during this Zion era reta ego wee zụọ Siana na-agbade Siana o ruo na Owere nta lee driver were mma shi na moto ya wepụta mma pịa onye a rubbish the matter enwe ebe o ruru gị kwuo ya sị gịnị maka onye ọwụ that week brand new Siana from nowhere ye eji aka ya lee road demarcation climb bụ so the other side trele chie the Siana pieces even though innocent people nwụrụ n'ime ya otu aka ya nwa shi gaa hard man. If you say because you are a prophet also that is what will push you can intimidate or do anybody anything, chetakwe di na nog of blessed memory. God is a respecter of no man. He doesn't care on your size, your capacity, or whomever you think you may be. People are in Yanelo. They are not there till now. And this one said I am talking nonsense. Rennie Richard. Everybody when they quarter side they actually defend. This type will be happy. Then if you touch about the church, they get angry. Their sense is totally defaulted, or they complete. They will dictate for you how to manage your own life. My own opinion on this very platform, of which you didn't give to us. God brought it and gave to us. The respect I have for you now is that your comment will be deleted. If you try this next time, you'll be blocked. Jenny. Accept nothing but the gospel truth. Those small ones I ring in moral. Or that small oil one ye pastor or prophet in your Gina need deceive you. Give Amaro his source. It is also assignment igame. Ije pa de one aboga go. We go na shop again. Business na again na jump. Is it now one because no one a problem? You will hanky hitch a ganye. Sacrifice na agrage na chine buga. I want you to check the level of your strength now and the next 1 year. You see that it will be dropping. Otaki kobuga she fade. One day you will pay. One day you will pay. And when you are paying, pray not to pay in tears. I expect by now the level of hatred people have for me would increase further. Of course, who will stand the chance and bold and tell you some of these things without you hating the person? But I tell you, there are many of you today whom she poses as my enemy. There is no problem. You don't like Governor Ezekwu Nsowade. But I know it requires me being patient because in less than 5 years today, or 10 years, By then, these cars are gulagging. You begin to remember what I'm telling you. Kingsley, I don't know. I saw your comment here before. It's like you're not here now. It's like you've left this live broadcast. Kingsley, I wanted to reference something here. Listen to me again. What Cham can do. There is part of Ungopal I don't want to mention the name. Side the Kingsley. One Yahoo guy, Batagamoto, and when he lose all control, motor move, gakwa ake, coconut. The coconut are cut to a fence are kubu mother born on a backyard. I'm gonna go on and go back. The same person in Hamley, the same person in Yamota in Hamley. Last year again, Ojikamoto kubu mother. If an under mother is Jilanka, where money. And that's the one he home in the last year, go make this year. Once Ojikamoto Abu Mado Jackie Gawa police station. Before you know it, you get any abel, yeah, like alien down motor, original driver's license. And the taco say change the motor. One day, what of Ogwaho decide he had to have a test of his own blood? Yes, okay, book innocent people, but only Kayama that same day. Do you know how many Yahoo guys? This one I'm telling you now should sink into your head. Do you know how many persons who started Yahoo, they were healthy before Hebido Yahoo? The first money they got, how did they get to the Hebuta HIV? They are taking HIV drugs as I speak to you now. Where go they now? Their investments. Manonia about the HIV patients. Now look at how evil spreads. Obutalia and all man who watch Obego. And he's busy sharing it to young girls also who want money. He's busy to show her love on Yagodi here. And he won't talk to you again after them because he offend or when him and again has to open a relationship. In your way, he would not want to forgive because he has achieved his aim already, so there's no need retaining you. And in so doing, you begin to look for another innocent young man on our own somewhere. They can already log before. Man, no boy being at you go keep for break you out of that relationship, and you went and had something to do with Onyenke Yahweh. Obi like HIV. Give Bruhaya back. Be this innocent young man. And by the reason of your wakadupe, a man mazebe the thing she wear bia. Be very, very careful. You see how these things rain. You see how it moves. That is why I tell my friend, we went to pay his father visit. Enyi chọtụrụ onye ga-alọ ya sị mba ya si ya ebekwele ekpere na Chukwu nye gị nwaanyị ewe ekpere na Chineke na onye ọbụla ị ga-alụ na ọ bụrụkwa ezigbo mmadụ. Just to keep praying. Ọjọọ ya ma o nwere enyi nwaanyị sị ọsị ya ngwa kpewere ekpere si Chineke na onye obi mmadụ. And this your innocent young boyfriend biafu ka isi treat ya funi ine treat ya maka na onwe ha ego, he starts doing everything ka ọ ga-bute ego. Before you know it, ya nwa agwọwa akwala. O nwere ike finally the both of you along the line we won't understand them. after no understand, don't know where law. Onye nka eburugo error. Onye nke eburugo error. The both of them merges together. They start raising families. Before you know it, enwela ha loopholes in raising those families. I want you to look at our politicians very well also and learn from this side. In all dimensions, there were a repercussion to it. I want you to look at our politicians who comes and intimidates you that that their children are well raised with public funds. Your children have in mind that there is a way their father used to steal money in government. You've not raised any child. You've only succeeded in raising criminals and tag them that you've raised the responsible children. One of my songs says, money can't fail me, anything can't fail me, even my children can't fail, but Yahweh never fail. Let me use Jesus from the Bible and give you an example. Do you know the great King David who gave birth to Solomon, King Solomon? Solomon is a biological son to King David. And Solomon is a child from a concubine of Solomon. I mean, David. In fact, I think, if I visit my Bible again, I can confirm this. Onye mụrụ Solomon obo, the wife of Uriah, David dila n'ihu agha egbuo ya that place. All women hot to warrior King Solomon. Now I want you to picture something, because now Mutra Solomon in a way where go and check his record. He kept repeating that thing his father did according to DNA and gave birth to him. Only 300 wives and 700 concubines. History has kept this man as the highest. Let's take that story from the Bible. Antonio Okafor. Also all fake. I will delete your comment. That's the peaceful response I will give to you. Your next comment of this ugly or in this manner, there and then I will block you. Take this as a warning, as a new pattern. Now, generations after generations, due to the way David raised his family, do you know that after 400 years, another generation emerged? The father of Jesus was very poor, but guess what? His forefathers were very, very rich. In fact, they governed the land. King David. That is why people call Jesus during his time, Jesus, thou son of David. It's not as if Jesus met David one-on-one. It's just that he is from the loins of David. Greatness is attached to them. But guess what? This person, Joseph, whose great-grandfathers were rich, were no longer rich. He became the poorest. He became the poorest. In fact, a bench maker, and his wife was a farmer, Mary. Upon all the monies you have stolen today as a politician, in the nearest future, the next generation may write off your own loins and children. They may go back to poverty. So you've never stolen enough. If you lie, steal everything you think you have, then back it up and flog your chest and say you are an Oboni person. Flog your chest and say, yes, you have all the spiritual powers on this in this life. You as a native doctor, keep Bulgari. Just immediately you are no longer here. Or they are busy hard for some people now. Poverty, you think you've driven away today, will fall back to your children and your generation. Be careful. There are some governors who governed before. There's also some senators as of today, they don't see money chop. Upon whom they be. In fact, they are the highest gamblers and the highest takers. If they need power, why then they fight to make you no feast this country? Once you try feast and hungry, don't kill them now. Because the only thing they know how to do better, egwu ndị mmadụ wayo aga gwọta ọgwụ abịa claim champion. That's all they know. You must be very, very careful. Don't accept what I am telling you now. You can, if you be my enemy right now, there's no problem. I will block you now. When you grow more matured, over the reality of life, you will use another person's account and look for Governor Ezeoku's phone number and call me. Where some things I have taught today. Some of these my words. If I had pied on that 15 those kidnappers came, by now my voices, they would have been playing it all over the world. People will be learning. Then I think the message I have preached would have gone too far. And that's why at the point where I teach spiritual things like this, or the laws of karma, I will be preaching it carefully, because many of them, they are like a prophecy. And with time, you will start seeing them coming, unfolding themselves, posing like beasts, lions, angels of fire, and words of truth, piercing like arrows and sharp-edged swords everywhere. Dear, and then you will know. You will know. You will know that they were not ordinary. You will know. Chukwamarama, ibe bube no wegi. There you will know. Ibe bube no wegi. Ebube gi na loro mo wago. This is where I will leave you today, that I may face myself. I pleaded for 15 minutes, but I want to thank you for being here with me till now. My name is Governor Ezeoku Olilanya. May God bless you.